2017. It was a crazy year. It was a year where we thought we'd lost California, and it was a year where we thought we'd lost the sun. But thankfully, there was a new Minecraft update that would change everything. The aquatic update. This update revamped the previously boring ocean to an actually great place full of life. We got new structures, mobs, and even a new weapon. And though we didn't get sharks, for the first time we got to vote for a brand new mob that Mojang would add into the game. We didn't choose a sick blaze. We didn't choose a squid. We didn't choose a massive frog. We chose everybody's favorite mob, the Phantom. Okay. People really don't like this mob. It's no secret that Minecraft has been receiving a lot of criticism for their development on Minecraft over the past couple years, and it really seemed to start after the first mob vote. People have expressed their disappointment over posts, conversations, and even YouTube videos. Okay, I'm guilty of this too. Are these criticisms correct, or are they just people looking to complain about something? Today I'm going to be taking a look at 5 of the main criticisms over the years and answer the question, is Mojang actually bad at their job? Let's start with the first and one of the most prominent criticisms. Minecraft updates are bad. I recently made a video on this explaining my thoughts on what I would like to see Mojang add in their updates. I also said in that video that I thought all the recent updates, including Minecraft 1.21, were underwhelming. I take that back now. I was wrong. That isn't to say I believe I know some ways Minecraft can improve, but let's start with what I was wrong with and how Minecraft is actually being updated pretty well. To start, some of what I suggested and what a lot of people are suggesting would stall progression, not extend it. This is what we need to avoid in updates. Imagine this is the progression of Minecraft. Some of what I suggested would simply stall the player within this timeline. For example, I offered my thoughts on having to find 12 different ender eyes to get to the end. This simply lengthens the time it gets to the end. I personally would like to see this in the game, but there are quite a few people who wouldn't. Instead of stalling and lengthening the progression of Minecraft, we should extend it. This is what would make an end update so good. It would add progression past the elytra. But hold up a second. There was something brought up by many of you that is a very good point. Progression isn't what defines Minecraft. This is where I was wrong in my video. If progression is what defined Minecraft, it wouldn't be the single best performing game of all time. While Minecraft has progression, Minecraft revolves around creativity. This is what Mojang has excelled at in recent updates. From data packs and commands to redstone to new building blocks, Minecraft now more than ever is full of opportunity to create the experience you want it to be. So why are people complaining Minecraft updates are getting worse? Well, there's actually some truth in this criticism, and the problem lies in Minecraft's diversity. There are 4 main types of Minecraft playing styles: builders, redstoners, PvPers, and explorers. Recent updates have excelled at improving building. Mojang has added some incredible blocks and block palettes over the past couple of updates that have revolutionized modern Minecraft building. I mean, let's just all be honest, all the block palettes they've made have been absolutely beautiful. Recent updates have also added some crazy redstone features. We now have autocrafters, skulk sensors, copper bulbs, and so many smaller features that have completely revolutionized redstone. PvPers mostly stick to servers like Hypixel, which is quite independent of Minecraft updates. However, many games on servers have been becoming increasingly better over time, satisfying this category. That leaves explorers, which is where recent Minecraft updates have lacked a bit in. Yes, we have amazing additions such as trial chambers and ancient cities, but the additions haven't quite lived up to the other categories. Not that the experience itself is bad, but there isn't a huge obligation to go to these features. There are 2 components that need to be balanced that are quite unbalanced right now in order for exploration features to work well. The first one is risk reward. The risk reward determines how hard the feature is to obtain how great of loot. Well, the risk has varied from structure to structure. The rewards don't seem to correspond well with the risk. For example, ancient cities are arguably the hardest structure in the game, and while they do offer good rewards, desert temples, which are significantly easier, offer an arguably equal reward. So sure, if I want to explore for loot while there are rewards exclusive to the ancient city, I'm better off looking for desert temples. Risk reward needs to be adjusted accurately for all structures. To improve exploration, we need features that are hard, but also hold enough reward to drive the player to explore there. The second component is exclusivity. There needs to be items and materials that are exclusive to certain features to drive the player to go there. For example, one of my favorite addition, armor trims. Armor trims are exclusive to the structure you find them in, and are perfect for explorers. Because if you're anything like my friends and I, collecting all the armor trims sends you to all different areas, ranging from end cities all the way to jungle temples. Or another feature that does this well, the mace. The materials that make up the mace are exclusive to the trial chambers, which adds a reason to find specifically the trial chambers rather than just some other structure, like desert temples. Minecraft could use some more exclusive features to drive the player to explore not only different structures, but different regions of their world. But before we move on, I would like to address something that is brought up by many. The argument that Minecraft doesn't need exploration and shouldn't have progression because Minecraft is a sandbox game. Before I speak, let's define 3 main game types that are often thrown around in this discussion. A sandbox game. A sandbox game is a video game with gameplay elements that provide players a great creativity to interact with, usually without any predetermined goal or alternatively with a goal that the players set for themselves. Survival game. Survival games are a subgenre of action games which are often set in hostile, intense, open-world environments. Players generally start with minimal equipment and are required to survive as long as possible by finding the resources necessary to manage hunger, thirst, disease, and your mental state. Role-playing game. An RPG is a game in which players assume the roles of characters in a fictional setting. Players take responsibility for acting out these roles within a narrative, either through literal acting or through a process of structured decision-making regarding character development. Minecraft is a sandbox survival game. A pure sandbox version of Minecraft is creative mode. There's no purpose beyond just creating. However, Minecraft Survival is a sandbox survival game, hence the name. There is progression in Minecraft. You don't start with full enchanted netherite, elytra, and piglin farms, you have to progress. Just because Minecraft isn't defined by progression doesn't mean it doesn't have it. Some claim if you add too much progression, you'll end up with an RPG, but this is simply not true. You'd have to add a story in order to make Minecraft a role-playing game. Now, what you do risk by adding progression is turning into a game like Terraria. Terraria is defined by progression. In Terraria, your goal is to complete one step in the game in order to progress to the next step. The game is split into stages. We don't want Minecraft to turn into Terraria where half your time is spent on the wiki searching for 37 different swords just to make the Terrablade. Okay. Oh my goodness! Another thing is that exploration features won't compromise the sandbox side of Minecraft. They'll add to it. Exploration shouldn't be required in Minecraft, but there should be more reasons and options to explore. Just like there are more options to build, options to do redstone, and options to do PvP. So are Minecraft updates bad? Not at all, but they could improve exploration by balancing risk-reward better and by adding more exclusive features. But honestly, people are overreacting with this criticism quite a bit right now. The next controversy is one that is often included in the same discussion as the update one. Mojang is lazy. People often point out how modders are able to add crazy features in shorter time with 600 times less people working on them. And I kinda do agree. Yes, they can seem slow, but I think they are more justified than we think. It's always good to put yourself in others' shoes to understand how they view it. Also, keep in mind that Mojang works on 3 different games. So, pretend that you're Mojang for a second. You need to create new updates that satisfy many different players across 2 coding languages, are compatible with touchscreens, keyboards, controllers, look good, function well, and appeal to 176 million people. And you still receive criticism that you're slow. Now, yes, okay, I know, it does still seem like they're a little bit slow considering how big of a company they are. I still believe that Mojang can be slowed compared to modders, but let's be clear on something. Not only is the pressure way less on modders, but do we actually want Mojang to add more? If you've played Terraria, you know that half your time is literally spent on the wiki. And while I still love Terraria, I wouldn't want this at all in Minecraft. If Minecraft was adding 4 times as much stuff as they are right now, we would have an overcrowded game within just a few updates. So, is Minecraft lazy? Not really. And even if they are, it's probably better to keep it that way. The next one is an interesting one. Removing fireflies and sharks. This one can get heated, oh my goodness. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I kind of understand why sharks weren't added. For those who don't know, sharks weren't added to protect the image of sharks. If sharks were hostile, it would paint them as the bad guy when they're actually in danger. But if they made them passive, it would paint them as friendly, which is also not something kids should get their minds in. Yes, I know, other mobs like the polar bear shouldn't have been added following this same guideline. But the thing is, there is actually a decently high likelihood that people would actually run into sharks at least once in their life. I know, an unpopular opinion, but it is just mine. Now, Fireflies, that decision didn't make any sense at all. Fireflies were removed because
we wanted them to be a food source for the new frogs. But then we got great feedback from you guys in a lovely community, and you taught us that a lot of species of fireflies and firebugs that are out there are poisonous to toads and frogs. And of course, we didn't want to add that into our game. So we provided the frogs with a safer food source, the tiny slimes. And fireflies are sadly no longer part of the plans for the wild update.
So of course they gave them a new food source, slimes, so that no harm be done to the virtual frogs. But then they just got rid of the fireflies completely because, people didn't really like them anyway. I don't think people will notice. I'm gonna be honest, fireflies were seriously one of the best parts of 1.19, and for them to get rid of it was really disappointing and can't really be justified. After all, the problem was that the frogs couldn't eat the fireflies. So they solved that by giving them a new food source. They solved the problem, but then decided not to add them anyway. So sharks I kind of get, but fireflies I don't understand at all. The next controversy, which is similar to the last, Mojang doesn't keep their promises. This one does have some truth to it. Between the super duper graphics, fletching table functionality, the new birch forest, Mojang has made promises that haven't been kept. Now yes, I get that there is an argument that could be made that not everything Minecraft says is a promise.
However, concept art is not a commitment.
But if Mojang is going to announce a feature or even make a trailer for it, that really leads the community to believe this is actually going to be added. If what's being presented is really just an idea, it'd be nice if it was clear to the audience. It'd be better to promise less and deliver more than to promise more and deliver less. So, I would have to agree that Mojang hasn't kept their promises very well, or at least hasn't been clear on what is a promise and what's not. Last but not least, probably the greatest controversy yet. The Mobvote. This one has been one of the most popular discussions of modern Minecraft. YouTubers have made all sorts of videos bashing the Mobvote. Yeah, and I did this too. The community seems to be very split on whether to remove the Mobvote as a whole because all the mobs are bad or just add them all in because they're all good. I definitely have to agree that the Mobvote could be improved, but honestly at this point, I'm not really sure how. I will actually point out though that this year's Mobvote was pretty decent. For once, I'm actually excited for the armadillo. I would personally love to see a biome vote again though, because that was excellent. I think people are overreacting with the Mobvote and most are just joining in because it's trending right now. I'm not denying that there are issues with the Mobvote, but it's really not as big of a deal as most people paint it to be. I personally believe the Mobvote is fine and should still be a part of Minecraft Live, but that is just my opinion. So really, is Mojang actually bad at their job? Nope, they're actually pretty good at it. The fact that people can complain that Minecraft does a terrible job managing the single best performing game in history seems contradictory, doesn't it? Mojang is doing a great job. That is not to say they can't improve and haven't had their fair share of wrongdoings. It's just important to give them credit where credit is due. So here it is. Thank you, Mojang, for the great game you've developed for all of us to play. Minecraft.